Right here I'm talking with Jamie. He's the leader of the Lego Creator Expert Design team. So what is it like to be a designer at Lego?
Oh, it's actually pretty amazing. I think it's a nice mix where, because I'm a design manager specialist, I get to still build with the Lego bricks, which is quite rare for a manager. But then I also, as a manager, get to help other designers build with the bricks, and I get to help come up with some of the strategy and some of those things. So it's a nice mix of using my brain for strategy and also using my brain for crazy fun building stuff.
You're at Lego since 10 years now.
Almost, yeah.
So what was it like when you tell your parents, I will go to Billund, and they ask you, where's Billund?
No, actually, I think my mom and dad knew all along that I said, of course I'm going to work for Lego. And they never said otherwise. They're like, yeah, that could happen.
Okay.
And I think that's the amazing thing, is that no matter what I said I wanted to do, I also wanted to be a roller coaster designer. And when I said that, they're like, sure, of course, that's no problem.
Okay.
So when you have parents like that, I think it helps dream about anything. And then when the job finally came through, my mom was a little sad because she's like, okay, you're making the big move, but she also was just so happy that she says, of course this was going to happen. So they've been great since.
One idea, I guess, of yours has been the modular building series. Is that right? Was it your idea to come with that?
I don't think we can ever say that any of us had the idea for most of the things that we do, because it's so much of a team effort. I would say specifically to the modular buildings, that actually came from a cooperation with the community team and our design team. So at the time, the community team came together and said, the fans want more buildings, and they miss Castle, the old castle, where they can snap together. So having those two insights from the community team allowed us to say, well, if we're going to make buildings, what about if we offered the best of what Castle offered for the town fans? So through discussions and through the sparring, which is so wonderful at Lego, having so many voices and so many ideas, we actually as a team formulated the idea for the connections, the modularity, the expandability. So it's exciting that I was able to be part of that conversation, but I don't know that any of us could ever say that was my idea, because it's always influenced by
your
others.
team at Lego.
Exactly.
And is it true at the beginning that you have to use the bricks that are over? You know, you have to, because there's so many bricks you need for this building. Is it a true story?
Yeah, Creator Expert especially, we love the challenge of using the current bricks in a new way. We might change the color of one or two of them, or very limited color changes, but we generally don't make new elements, and that's exciting for us, because where other people could hit that wall and say, if we just make this element, we can fix that. With us, we hit that wall, and then we flip the wall upside down, and then we twist it, and we angle it. We look at every possible way to build something, and that's exciting, because then you can take a frog and make it into a hat rack, or you can make all of these wonderful things that if we could have made the elements, we might have not had that experience.
And I've been at the question and answer hour right now with the adult fans of Lego right now, and you told a wonderful story about the Parisian Restaurant.
Yeah.
Please tell again.
The question was just what was one of the more enjoyable sets that you've worked on? And that one came to mind because it's one of the few times that it all just flowed. And it was the culmination of many years of making the modular buildings. I ended up with several building construction techniques that didn't quite fit into the other modular buildings that for years I was trying to use in other models. And so when you have all of these curious creations winking at you every day, and then finally to have a model that you see them coming together and you see parts coming together, it was just a great flow. And then people coming by and offering just really constructive feedback. And then also to have a personal connection with it, where my mom and dad had a restaurant when I was growing up, so the whole time I'm thinking of the restaurant scene, I'm thinking of my early childhood with my family. And then my brother proposing to his wife, there's a proposal in it. So there's just so many wonderful personal things that go into it, and then just to have building techniques that come together in a very, I find, natural way. Nothing was forced. It just finally just said, yes, this is where it belongs. And when you step back from the model, we're like, yeah, this is actually great.
So there will be a future of this series. Can you tell us anything about it?
Well, of course we can't talk about future products, but we're very happy that the modulars have been so successful. I think we've had to date 10 different modulars. When you think of any product line at Lego, it's incredible if you can get 2 or 3 years before they choose to do something else. So to have something with such longevity, to me, speaks to the strength of what the community how they feel about it. So long as they keep selling, I can say, of course, we would love to continue the line, but of course, nothing is a given. We just have to take it year by year and see what happens.
I have just 3 last questions. I tell you this. There have been some critics about the last very fine modular building that there's one floor missing. What do you think about this?
I think that's the beauty of the modulars, is inevitably with all of the modulars, we plant the seed for the story, we plant the seed for the building, we set the style and the tone, and then every time I come to one of these fan events, people add to it. They make it their own, and they can add that extra section if they want it to grow, or they can do something special. Specific to that, I think we have, you could say with the more recent modular buildings, taken into account more of the interior, and usually that means that we have less bricks that we can use on the exterior. We choose to put them inside the building. So when we're choosing things like that, it still is the same, you could say, amount of bricks, or it's the same price point and whatnot. It's just a matter of we're putting more into the building. And so far that has been really successful, that we find it not only connects with the adults, which of course is our main target that we make these for, but there's a lot of kids and there's a lot of people that aren't Lego fans, that are just casual users that just get caught up in the story or the beauty of it because it's a full experience. So I think it's so far proven to be more successful to give a full experience, and we're more likely to then allow the fans, if they so choose, to add those extra layers and get the building at the size they want.
Also create the Ferris Wheel.
Yes.
It's a wonderful set. I have it at home. It's for my daughter. It's so much fun to see all the guys. But there's one boy who looks not so good at this time, and this could be you.
And that is me, because a little secret, as much as I love carnival rides, that is the most terrifying ride for me at the fairground. So it was a little bit of a fun addition where when we added the little boy, he has that kind of biting his lip degree of anxiety, because the only thing we didn't show was me hugging the post, closing my eyes, waiting for the ride to stop. So where some people view it as romantic and hugging the person next to them, I'm more just holding on for dear life.
Okay. And my last question, is there anything, except maybe new train someday, I know you cannot answer this right now, but is there any project you would really like to do in the future? Any dream, any big dream?
There are. And the wonderful thing is, in the group I work in, we can make them. So I'm always reluctant to share these stories, because even when they feel completely far-fetched or impossible, as time goes on, I realize we can do more things than we could do in the past. So I will say we dream big and we have a lot of ambitions, and then it's just waiting for the time to be right to actually do them, and then it's heaven.
Jamie, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your time here.
Cool.
And see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Andersleben für zusammengebaut.com. Grüße aus Dänemark.